the main thing that I feel people have to hear and know, because that's when you really realize that everything is within you, and you don't need a proof from the outside to know that you already have everything. I don't need to have the proof of the apartment or the house or the acting prize or the movie to know that I can be happy now. It's all about right here.
Yeah.
And I think what it is for me is that, like, when I grew up, there wasn't like a specific, nobody was really telling me what's right and what's wrong. Like, I have my loving family, but my parents were figuring out things on their own. They had to figure out, they were very young, but I didn't have nobody telling me you should do this, go there, do this. Nobody checked if I did my homework. Nobody checked nothing. I did my homework because as a child, you already have everything, all the knowledge. Without them starting to teach you what's right and what's wrong, you already know. So I did my homework because I knew that it feels better to respect the teacher when she said, did you do it? And you say, yeah, rather than looking at other kids and they say no and she's mad at them. That doesn't look like it's a lot of fun, right? So I knew as a child, it's all about having fun, right? I have to have fun no matter what it is. And then slowly in the journey of my life, I always went to the direction that just felt good, just because it felt good, And even coming over here, I feel like feeling good is the alignment, right? Why would you have a brain and a consciousness that has this coding that certain things feel good and certain things don't feel good? Why is it that way? That's like literally an inner guidance system, So I think it was a really big blessing that I had only my own world as a kid. And I feel like that's when, without calling it alignment, I knew. Because I just followed that happiness. Wherever it was, I followed it. Whether if it's just looking at the stars from window of my room or dancing for no reason, just following this fun, And when you were sitting in that car and you could have looked at it from so different perspectives, right? You could look at from the idea of like, in 3 years I have to be this and that, and place yourself in this place emotionally of frustration or like dissatisfaction. But when you was in that car and you watched something and you felt that little inspiration and you knew that you was at the right place at the right time, regardless of circumstances, you knew that within you somewhere it felt like a relief. Something felt right. And I think we have to focus on that feeling, and we think about logic and we say, no, why would it feel good? No, it's probably not good for me. Or listen, don't condition that desire too much. Does it feel good? Yes or no? I think that's where I learned about alignment.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's super interesting too. Because you hear a lot of times people are like, I don't know what I want to do with my whole life. And I'm like, and that's why it is really important to try different things. And I didn't know. I knew what I wanted at 20 was to act. And then as I got to LA and I realized I could do a lot of different creative things, then I was hosting and modeling and doing music and showcases and stuff. And a lot of people, could say, oh, maybe you have too many interests or whatever. But at that point, I was able to literally go across the board and say, okay, this is everything that I like doing, but what I'm best at. So I could eventually focus just on that. But then from there, years later, starting a digital agency where all of those years of experience of trying different things, I can now take that and put that into Mastermind Media and now help people in those different genres and lanes.
Right.
I could have looked at it like, oh, why did I waste so much time? It's like,
what I'm noticing from you is that your evolvement as a human being is so advanced. Because, right, people can be like, yeah, I'm going to follow the good feeling of things, so I'm going to eat a cheesecake every day, right? But there's long-term fun. If you're able to see the long-term fun, then you can follow that alignment, even if it doesn't feel like good. That's where comes the self-discipline, so it all comes down to how evolved you are as a being. Which I feel like it's super dope for you because you really have a good balance of seeing what you like and then applying it practically in the physical world, which is why you have these results and these people around you and this support. So
thank you so much for saying that. I somewhere along the way, I did lose a fear of failure because I just did a video recently talking about how I almost didn't go forward with Mastermind Media, because actually not Mastermind Media, the invention I had before. Because one kid that I worked with at a restaurant was like, that's a stupid idea. And I was like, oh shit, I don't want to do this. If this could fail, I could look stupid in front of everybody. Now I try everything. It doesn't matter. We have it, based on having a really strong creative team, that anytime we want to do anything, I'm like, hey, what do you guys think about this? All right, let's try this. We're launching Mastermind Music and Mastermind Sports. Let's see what happens. And then we started, that's how we met initially. We started Mastermind Magazine. It was what I really still really love, and I still want to make time for it. But through like the series of 4 magazines that we did, where we had you on the cover of one of them, we wanted to showcase people doing what they love and thriving in it. And just people who are just someone to admire however they go about life and business and all of that, and are true masterminds in whatever field they are in. But we did four different issues. It was really solid. I would love to eventually bring it back, but now we have a proof of concept of what this would look like and how we would go about it. Now we can think about how we can monetize and grow in viewership and clicks on the internet and stuff. But I don't regret that at all. Like, just by meeting you and other people and people that have like minds, I could have said like, oh shit, people think I'm an idiot because we tried to do 4 magazines and now we don't do it anymore. And people ask me, what happened to the magazine? I want to be a part of it. We ran out of funding for it. So I was going to bring other funding in and it didn't work out. But to think that like I would regret that for any reason is just, you try things and some things work, some things don't.
Right. And why would you even regret that? You had to go through that. It's like, remember what I told you about evolution and how nature works? Yeah, like you have animals who, maybe if we came from sea and then at some point we got rid of certain things as an organism that we had because it's no use for us anymore. And maybe, those squirrels that fly from tree to tree and slowly they start to develop wings. So it started from an organism and it changes forms, but Mastermind Magazine is still a part of it. Because this is help you shape how you think and how you view and know what you like and know what you don't like. It brought to you certain people, and it's all a part of one thing, And guess what? Even what it is now, as what you're building it now, it can be even something totally like different and bigger, because what it is the brand is who you are, right? And who you are, Mark, is something beyond your human understanding. You're so bigger than what you can see. And that's why this idea is always going to develop and grow and grow and grow, because physical always going to somehow try to catch up to infinite. You are infinite. So you're always going to get new ideas and you're always going to keep evolving and changing. So there's nothing to regret, but the fact that you keep taking action and keep putting effort and time and ideas, and you have all this whole approach, just keep it up, and it's probably going to grow into something you can't even predict.
Yeah.
You just,
You're just being open to whatever it is. Because you can strategize all you want. You can game plan. I think a lot of people get caught up in strategizing and then they just never pull the trigger and go forward with something.